Today we need to talk about HYBE's security allegedly failing and what went on there. I want to get into people saying Jung Kook was attacked during the Global Citizens Festival, and then I want to get into YG's stock dropping. So hey dumplings, it's Dave. Decide hater or not, make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, taste bling mug merch, and let's go. Okay, so we have some drama. First, we need to talk about Blackpink allegedly not signing or renewing their contract. It was rumored and reported that 3 members out of the 4 will no longer be with YG, and it was reported to be Jisoo, Lisa, and Jennie, which is already shocking news that any of the members won't renew. But to hear only 3 begs the question for fans of what is Rosé doing, and will the group be over? Because if the 3 leave and 1 stays, I'm pretty sure YG owns the rights to the name Blackpink, so the other 3 can't take it. I will explain all this in a little bit. But it puts the future group in question, and where did this news come from? Well, it was also reported that Lisa rejected 2 contract offers that were given to her. So if you don't know anything about this process, the contracts go to the members individually, and they typically state what the members will maybe do within the next 10 years or so. And then they're given a lump sum upfront of how much the label will invest into them. This budget is typically not just pure profit, but an amount that clarifies how many albums the members would have to participate in to basically earn whatever the contract amount is. This money is sometimes used for the production of music videos and that sort of stuff. So I think a lot of people will think that the amount paid is an upfront amount, and then every album they sell is money on top of that upfront amount. But that's not the case. They can make more with royalties and that sort of thing, but pretty much only after they make back whatever that upfront amount was. So Lisa was offered an advance, allegedly of $37.6 million, and it was believed she rejected it. Of course, given the amount she probably pulled in for her solo stuff and then how much Blackpink had pulled in, Lisa and her team probably think that $37.6 million is not really that much. And if you calculate things like music videos and any project that would come out of the $37.6 million, unless otherwise stated in the contract, which maybe if Lisa rejected the offer, it was something like she needed to cover the cost or something like that. And music videos are not cheap. For things like Pink Venom music video, it was reported to cost $500,000. So if you think about the course of 10 years, it could be a large amount, given they probably produce like 3 or 4 comebacks and music videos in a year. That would be upwards of like 20 million. Given the amount is likely divided by 4, and then if there's solo stuff, that's another expense. But this is just a general estimate to give you an idea that it's not always as much as it may seem, especially after taxes and paying your team. For a global superstar like Lisa, it would be shocking to hear that if you divide the upfront pay after all that, it would be like $500,000 a year. However, this is just my conspiracy and alleged theory. This is not fact, nor did I hear this directly from YG or Lisa. Blackpink, if they decided to not renew with YG, was reported that they plan on spending 6 months out of the year as Blackpink, and then the other 6 months out of the year as individual members, likely with another label. I don't know if this is a great idea, as YG, I feel, has done a good job at promoting their solo stuff, so why not stick with them? And this could be another issue why the other members don't want to renew, because maybe YG doesn't want them to do that. Jisoo, I can see, would probably want to pursue more acting, which if she was with YG, she would likely be forced to continue to only be a singer. Again, just a theory, nothing is solidified. Because of all this news and alleged back and forth, this did result in many investors pulling out of YG's stock, given a lot of them were probably just there for Blackpink. But now scared that Blackpink might go or leave the label, the investors have tried to pull out. YG's stock allegedly dropped 13% because of that. There's always a war on labels, and of course with situations like this, it makes the fans hate the label, but you shouldn't. It makes no sense to hate the label. Even if a member or idol leaves their label, this is just business, and no one is taking anything personally. The thought process usually is, okay, the label's not meeting my needs, I'm going to walk. No hard feelings to the CEO and no issues. For fans to get involved and really take it personal when, one, it's not even about them, it's about the artist, and the artist isn't even upset. BTS was also a part of this thing where fans were upset. Fans sent a billboard truck to protest in front of HYBE's building, and this is crazy. The truck talks about many things, and this comes from this idea that HYBE hasn't protected the boys enough, which I want to talk about later. Things like at the airport or rumors. The truck also talks about BTS being coerced into renewing their contract, which was shared by the news and RM. This is where things are so stupid. RM shared the contract. He was excited. He was extremely extremely happy to post and announce that BTS will be together. For literally fans to see that and think that the members are suffering from this contract, what? The contract for BTS was announced to be giving each member of BTS around 15 million, but this is just the down payment, meaning the group just upon signing received $105 million, and there's allegedly more to come. Of course, with that heavy amount of money, it won't be paid all at once, but this is a crazy amount of money to receive, and there's more. People are saying BTS is being coerced. Coerced with what? Do these people know what coerced means? Imagine someone told you that they were coerced into signing a multi-million-dollar contract where they will receive $105 million upon signing, and more will come. Oh god, they must be suffering. This is clearly a slave contract. It's so little money, it's not fair. Do people think anymore? This is also on top of the type of money that they have already likely made from just what they've done in the last 10 years. To say that HYBE has failed as a label or treated the boys badly when literally the only things the boys have said about the label are usually pretty positive things is ridiculous. HYBE has gotten a lot of backlash in the past for security, and I really don't think there is much anyone or even HYBE can do about that. Given the amount of people that exist when Jung Kook or any BTS member is out and about, it's really hard for any security person to really be able to manage every single person. And if one person were to just run through the security to attempt to jump on Jung Kook, the security can't do too much, especially if they're trying to deal with another issue happening at the same time. So the protests on these things don't really make much sense either. Jung Kook was recently at an airport coming to the US to do the Global Citizens Festival. People were terrified and shocked when fans were mobbing Jung Kook and allegedly being very rude. Titles such as sasaengs were thrown around, and this makes no sense to me. Basically what happened was a bunch of people were calling Jung Kook out when he was walking by and saying things like, "What's up, bro?" and being very silly. Obviously I found this to be funny, and if I was in that moment, maybe I'd find it a bit annoying because it's a high stress situation. However, it's not sasaeng behavior. There's no stalking, there's no touching him, and there's definitely nothing being said that is inappropriate. Jung Kook even responded to some of them and gave them a warm hello or nod. So I doubt it was anything that was really bad. And people saying that security failed to get these people out of the way or stop them, I don't think this is anything security would get involved in. Nothing happened, nor was anything about to happen. They were just saying hi. People were saying that these people were attacking Jung Kook on his way to the Global Citizens Festival. However, this was definitely not an attack. I recall not too long ago during a live stream, Jung Kook talked about one day wanting to meet ARMY on the street and just have a casual interaction, say hi, and maybe grab food. I can't remember when he said this or which article referred to it, so I guess take it with a grain of salt, but I feel like I remember that. So if that is the case and Jung Kook did say that, then what more does Jung Kook hope for than someone coming up to him and just casually greeting him? This would actually be respecting his wishes as opposed to trying to touch him or do anything like that, which some people in the past have attempted to do to Jung Kook at the airport. Fortunately, Jung Kook did make it to Global Citizens Festival in one piece and was able to even sound check where he performed Euphoria, and it was absolutely so beautiful. The show is going to be amazing, and I am definitely jealous of anyone that has got to go, as I am unable to go. I'm very worried about the performance because it seems to be very cloudy and rainy today, so I am wondering if the show will continue or what will happen. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks, just love it, comment right here. Love you, bye.